Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Jar of Marble dwellers and Jar of Marble curious. My name is Linda and this is Jar of Marbles.
And I'm Bob.
It's good to see you, Bob.
Yes.
Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about being in the mood to be petty. You know, being petty isn't cool.
It's not?
Well, at least that's what we're taught. Take the high road and all that. Be the bigger person. Let it go. Petty is small. Petty is immature. Petty is beneath you.
Yeah.
But what about when you know you're being petty and you enjoy it?
Is that a thing?
Sure is. And you know what? In our moments of humanness, our beautiful states get under attack, and we sometimes, even in just jest, we can be a little bit petty.
Okay.
I'm giving petty a voice, but just for a moment. So you know you're being petty and you're enjoying it. That's where it gets interesting, because when you're aware of it, when you feel that tiny spark of satisfaction after a sarcastic comment, a delayed reply, a subtle jab, it's no longer accidental, it's intentional, and intention always has roots.
No matter what's going on in your life, there's some form of potato that can make it better.
Well, I agree 100%. Have never met a potato in any form that I didn't like either.
See what I mean?
Petty behaviour that feels good usually isn't about the service situation, is it? It's really about the unwashed dish or the ignored text, the co-worker who forgot to include you. The pleasure doesn't come from the act itself. It comes from something deeper.
Like?
Well, control, validation.
Justice.
Yeah.
Power.
Yeah. Protection.
Being a bit of the old Tom Petty. I'm still a little pissed that I can't fly or set things on fire with my mind.
Well, that would be a little bit upsetting.
Yeah, well, it is.
Petty can feel like reclaiming power in a moment when you felt small. Hashtag in the mood to be petty. If someone embarrassed you, dismissing them later might feel like evening the score. If someone ignored your feelings, giving them the cold shoulder might feel like balance. If you felt overlooked, withholding your effort can feel like a protest. In those moments, petty can become a coping strategy.
Oh yeah, I see where you're going with this.
I think it's an honest response or a consideration about being petty.
Like a place to land, a place where many of us may have started our learning processes.
Yeah, because we didn't know better.
But this little piggy...
So sometimes it's a way to avoid vulnerability. It's easier to roll your eyes and say, whatever, I don't care, than to admit, that hurt.
Yeah, right, yeah, I've been there, I've done that. Sleeping is my drug, my bed is my dealer, and my alarm clock is the police.
Sure feels like that at times, doesn't it? It's safer to make a cutting joke than to say, I felt disrespected. Petty behaviour can be armour.
Oh, hell yeah.
It creates emotional distance while letting you feel like you're still winning.
It's protection, isn't it, when you don't know what to do or say?
Or you do know what to say.
But you know you're not being heard.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, Bob. Other times, enjoying pettiness can signal unexpressed resentment when needs go unmet for too long. They don't disappear, they curdle and they leak out sideways.
Hey, remember when you could lay in one position for hours? Now you have to rotate like a rotisserie chicken every 15 minutes or a hip hurts.
Or my foot goes numb. So instead of a direct conversation, you give or get passive resistance.
Well, that's a bit petty. Ha, see what I did there?
Yeah, I do. Instead of honesty, you get strategic indifference.
Hold the phone, strategic indifference. What the heck is that?
Well, that's a great question. Strategic indifference sounds passive on the surface, but when used intentionally, it's a power move, not pettiness.
Oh, I'm so glad I asked.
Yeah, so in this instance, attention is social currency. When you stop reacting, especially to someone trying to provoke, compete, or bait you, you remove the reward. For example, in workplace rivalries, reacting emotionally fuels the dynamic. In personal conflicts, arguing validates the other person's behaviour.
When life gives you lemons, give them right back. I mean, why are the lemons free? Are they dodgy lemons? And where's the tequila, the salt? Be very suspicious of lemons.
So strategic indifference says, you don't get access to my energy. That's not petty, that's resource management.
Actually, I am glad I asked.
Me too. So, as I was saying, instead of direct conversation, you give or get passive resistance. The enjoyment comes from finally expressing something that has been bottled up, even if it's not expressed in the healthiest way.
Yeah, true, unfortunately.
There's also the possibility that petty gives you a temporary rush of superiority.
Now you're talking. I have a fear of overly intricate buildings. Yeah, I have a complex.
Right. So for a second you feel sharper, cleverer.
Is cleverer even a word?
Yes, cleverer is a word, and it's a comparative form of the adjective clever.
Yeah, righto. When I say we'll see, there's a 100% chance it ain't happening. I may throw in a, oh, that sounds like fun for decoration, but it's still not happening.
This is what happens when you just can't say no.
All right then.
For a second you feel in control of the narrative. It can feel empowering to get one back. That little hint of satisfaction is real, but it's usually short-lived.
Petty much?
Well, maybe. The key question isn't whether you've been petty. Everyone has. The real question is, what are you protecting? Are you protecting your pride, your ego, your fear of rejection? You need to be seen.
Inner peace begins with 4 words. Not my blinking problem.
Lovely.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
So if you're aware that you're being petty and enjoying it, that awareness is powerful. It means you're not lost in the behaviour. You're observing it. And observation is the doorway to choice.
My friend texted me, "What are you doing now?" I replied, "Probably failing my driving test."
Oh, Bob.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So sometimes pettiness is harmless. Playful banter, light teasing between people who understand each other. But when it becomes a pattern, especially in close relationships, it often signals something unspoken. Underneath pettiness is usually hurt or insecurity.
Exhaustion?
Yeah, or a desire to feel significant again.
Truck carrying Vicks Vapor Rub overturned on the highway, but amazingly, traffic was fine. No congestion for hours. No congestion for hours, yeah.
Enjoying being petty doesn't make you evil. It makes you human. But staying there too long can keep you stuck in cycles that never actually solve what you're feeling.
I was waiting for the flip side, not the not so good news.
Well, so the next time you catch yourself thinking, I know this is petty and I don't care, pause for just a second. Ask yourself, what would I say if I wasn't trying to win?
Yeah, what would you say?
What would I say if I was being honest instead of clever? What do I actually need right now? Petty might feel powerful in the moment, but clarity and sometimes vulnerability is where real power lives.
So basically, being petty sucks.
Well, not necessarily. In everyday life, being petty usually has a negative meaning.
Fair.
It suggests sweating the small stuff, holding grudges, or refusing to let minor details go. But in extreme situations, when survival is on the line, those same traits can transform from flaws into life-saving instincts.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
Obsessing over small details can prevent big disasters.
But how?
Well, in normal circumstances, double-checking every tiny thing might seem excessive. In extreme conditions, it can mean the difference between life and death.
Oh, right, eh?
So, #in the mood to be petty. Consider mountaineers on Mount Everest. At high altitude, a small oversight, an improperly sealed oxygen mask, a slightly loose crampon strap, a missed weather detail can quickly become fatal.
Oh, yeah, right, eh?
The climbers who survive are often the ones who are meticulous to the point of being called picky. They recheck knots. They question forecasts. They notice a faint shift in wind direction.
Makes sense, all right.
What looks like pettiness in a comfortable environment becomes precision under pressure.
Hey, I like that. Sunday I'm going to eye roll myself into another dimension.
Oh, I know. I do worry about you. So refusing to let go can mean trusting your instincts.
I bloody hate it when I'm in the middle of a text and people start texting back. I know you see those dots. Wait your friggin' turn.
So being petty can also mean not dismissing a gut feeling even when others do.
Sometimes I replace my feelings with new clothes and I'm okay with that. It's called emotional tailoring.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
There are numerous survival stories from disasters like the Titanic where individuals survived because they refused to ignore small warning signs, an unusual vibration, a strange sound, a sense that something wasn't right.
Crikey, yeah.
In high-risk environments, people who pay attention to subtle inconsistencies often react earlier than everyone else. In extreme situations, the person who says, wait, that doesn't make sense, can be the one who avoids catastrophe.
I'm no longer sure whether I actually have free time or I'm just forgetting shit.
So, hashtag in the mood to be petty. Stubbornness can fuel survival. Pettiness sometimes overlaps with stubbornness, the refusal to back down.
Yeah.
In survival scenarios, stubbornness can become raw determination. Explorers like Ernest Shackleton survived harrowing conditions in an Antarctica party because of relentless resolve.
What a guy.
Yeah, survival often requires refusing to give up over what others might see as small discomforts, cold fingers, aching muscles, hunger, fear. The petty refusal to quit over something as simple as pride can provide the psychological edge needed to endure extreme hardship.
I couldn't be Snow White because you'd never be able to kill me with an apple. You'd have to poison me with like a chocolate eclair or a Mars bar or something like that.
Very true.
Yeah.
So holding grudges against death. In some cases, pettiness becomes personal defiance. Survivors sometimes describe a mindset of, I'm not going to die like this. It's not noble, it's not poetic, it's stubborn, almost spiteful.
Oh, don't get me started about spiteful. That word gives me the shivers.
But that defiance can activate powerful psychological and physiological responses.
Oh, yeah.
Anger and indignation can increase adrenaline, sharpen focus, and temporarily override pain or exhaustion.
Yeah, true.
That edge can help someone run farther, swim longer, or endure freezing temperatures just long enough to reach safety. Yeah, I recall one evening being chased by a man late one night, and I was just able to kick off my heels and run for my life.
Hell's bells.
But it meant running on stony roads and climb down a cliff that led to a railway track. I felt nothing, but later, yeah, I did.
I've had it with trying to follow my dreams. I'm just going to ask where the bastards are going and hook up with them later. Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah, but what about hyper-awareness of social micro-signs?
Okay, so even in wilderness extreme situations, like being trapped in a dangerous crowd or sensing escalating conflict, people who notice subtle social cues will usually escape danger sooner.
Oh, yeah. Every time I go out in public, the public is there and I just can't go on living like this.
Yes, Bob, I was out today and I can confirm there is a lot of public. The ability to notice small changes in tone, posture or movement can alert someone to risk before it becomes obvious. What others call overthinking might actually be advanced situational awareness.
Oh, yeah, right.
When pettiness becomes survival intelligence, of course, not all pettiness is helpful.
Got excited there for a minute. I usually don't think before I speak. I just like to be surprised like everyone else.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
In everyday life, obsessing over minor slights can damage relationships and mental health. But in extreme situations, the traits behind pettiness, attention to detail, refusal to dismiss small anomalies, stubbornness, sensitivity to subtle cues, can be reframed as survival intelligence.
Yeah, I don't know how you come up with that, but okay.
Well, sometimes sweating the small stuff is actually what keeps you alive. In the right context, being petty isn't small-minded, it's vigilant.
Oh. There we go, a little applause for you.
So when someone is sometimes petty, not constantly petty, it usually means their behaviour is situational, not a fixed personality trait. Here's what might be going on though.
Here we go.
It might be an emotional trigger. They may become petty when they feel hurt, ignored, tired, disrespected or insecure. So their ego feels bruised and perhaps they're stressed or overwhelmed. In calmer moments, they don't feel the need to act that way.
That sounds reasonable.
Oh, yes, it is. We are but human. Hashtag in the mood to be petty. Mood-dependent behaviour. Some people are more reactive when they're tired.
Yeah, well, I said that.
Yeah, hungry.
Hangry, yeah.
Or they're already frustrated about something else. Petty behaviour can be a spillover from unrelated stress.
Yeah, I'm not related to stress.
No, Bob, unrelated stress.
Oh, okay. Whenever I eat a brownie, I just pretend it's half of a bigger brownie. Look at me, only eating half a brownie. Health god, wellness king, walking chickpea. Ha! Yeah, walking chickpea, that's me.
So with regard to defence mechanism, petty remarks or actions can be a subtle way of getting even, getting that feeling that you're regaining control, or avoiding direct confrontation.
That is a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, so instead of saying, hey, that hurt me, that might nitpick or make small digs or totally ignore you, or they might build an imaginary case against you.
Ouch!
Ouch, all right.
They say we learn from our mistakes. That's why I'm making as many as possible, because I'll be a genius soon.
Yes, Bob. I don't make the same mistake twice. I make it 5 or 6 times, just to be scientifically certain.
See, it's not just me.
No. If someone has immature conflict skills, they may not know how to express disappointment directly or set boundaries clearly. If this hasn't been modelled for them, they just won't know. So pettiness becomes their indirect communication style, and you don't want to be at the end of that. If you're going through this or have gone through this, you'll know that there is zero you can do about this kind of person. It is a set of decisions that they have made and do not care one iota who they hurt. It's all about how hurt they are.
And it's all your fault.
Apparently.
I hate it when I think I'm buying organic vegetables and when I get home I discover that they're just regular donuts. Yeah.
Then there's relationship-specific behaviour.
Oh, godfathers, that sounds mean.
Well, some people are only petty with their romantic partners or with their siblings or at work when they're feeling competitive. That suggests it's tied to dynamics, not their whole personality.
Quite the suggestion.
Well, yeah, but the key difference is if you're always petty, it's likely a staple of your personality pattern. And if you're sometimes petty, it's usually emotional regulation or situational triggers.
Once the weather gets warmer, I'll be unstoppable. Unless it gets warm, then I'll be stoppable again.
Yes, righto. So if this is about someone specific, the bigger question is, does the pettiness come after conflict? Do they take responsibility afterward? Does it feel painful or intentionally hurtful?
Where does the word come from?
The word petty?
Yeah.
It comes from the old French word petit, meaning small or little. Origins in French and Latin, Old French, petit, small, Vulgar Latin, which is petitus, a diminutive form meaning small.
Yeah, watch out for the diminutive form. Yeah, they bite.
So after the Norman conquest in 1066, many French words entered English, including petit. In Middle English, around the 13th to 14th centuries, it appeared as petty, keeping its original meaning of small or minor.
I like to keep my mind sharp by regularly asking myself tough questions like, what happened yesterday and what was I planning on doing right now? Yeah. But not in a petty way. Yeah.
But the meaning shifted.
It did?
Hashtag, so you're feeling petty. So over time, the sense of small developed figurative meanings like small in importance, trivial, small in scope, minor, small-minded, overly concerned with unimportant details.
I get most of my exercise these days from shaking my head in disbelief.
I'm with you, Bob. My neck muscles are basically a limpet tear at this point. So that's how we get modern uses like petty crime, a minor offence, petty cash, a small amount of money for minor expenses.
Oh, yeah.
Petty behaviour, being small-minded or spiteful. So at its root, petty simply meant small.
Boy, oh boy, am I glad I asked.
Oh, shush. Its negative connotations developed later as small came to imply insignificant or mean-spirited.
My wife and I keep a potato masher in the drawer because sometimes it's fun to not be able to open that drawer.
Yeah, keeping it spicy. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
So there comes a point in your growth where you start noticing something uncomfortable.
Here we go.
Petty arguments, petty reactions, petty judgments, petty irritations.
I just bought a donut without sprinkles. Well, diets are just so hard.
We are kindred spirits.
Yeah, I know.
So at first it feels like the world is getting worse. But what if it's not? What if the reason pettiness feels louder is because your awareness is getting stronger?
Oh, yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that.
That's good, Bob.
Yeah.
When pettiness becomes obvious, you realise you didn't always notice it. You used to react without thinking. You used to match energy instantly. You used to defend, correct, compare, prove. Now you catch it.
3 out of 4 voices in my head want to sleep. The other wants to know about if penguins have knees.
Yeah, penguins do have knees.
Yeah, right, I'm good now.
You see how small the disagreement really is. You notice how unnecessary the tension feels. You feel the drain of conversations that revolve around ego instead of meaning.
It can be a bit petty.
That shift is not weakness, it's elevation. When your awareness lifts, your tolerance for trivial conflict drops.
Yeah.
Awareness changes your emotional state or your emotional taste. Growth changes what you can emotionally consume.
Oh, I like that, yeah. A public announcement, if you see a toilet in your dream, don't use it. Don't use it. I told you.
So just like your body may outgrow junk food, your mind outgrows drama. You start craving depth over gossip, clarity over winning, peace over being right, and connection over control. When pettiness feels exhausting, it's a sign your inner standards have changed.
When you said friends with benefits, I assumed you owned a coffee shop.
So you are no longer entertained by what once stimulated you. That is maturity.
Mature like me.
Yes, Bob. Pettiness is often a mirror. Here's the deeper truth. If you're noticing pettiness everywhere, it's also an invitation to check where it still lives in you.
Oh yeah, good point.
Awareness rising doesn't mean perfection achieved. It means you now have the power to choose differently.
Oh yeah.
Ask yourself, where am I reacting instead of responding? Where am I defending my ego instead of protecting my peace? Where am I giving energy to something that won't matter in a day, a week, probably an hour? These questions are not self-criticism, they are self-leadership.
Growing up as Gen X, if you said that's not fair, your mum would have said life's not fair, and that was the end of your TED Talk.
Very true. What you can change today, though, you don't need a full personality overhaul.
Would be good, though.
You need small intentional shifts.
Oh, yeah, I could do that.
So pause before matching energy. Not everyone deserves a reply in the same tone. Not every comment requires a counter. Silence is often power.
People say snooze fest like it's a bad thing. I would attend a snooze fest, no questions asked. Name your price.
And let the small things be small.
I hate it when TV shows say they don't contain adult. Hold on. They say they contain adult themes, but then don't show anyone going to work, paying their bills, or cleaning up after their kids.
Yeah, I'm always assumed that there's going to be content about taxation, but that doesn't happen either. So it is vital to protect your emotional budget.
Oh, geez, how do you do that?
Energy is a currency. Spend it where there's growth, love or purpose, not on proving points. Raise your standards for conversation. Spend more time with people who discuss ideas, vision, healing and expansion. Choose wisely.
I'm tired of worrying all the time about everything, but I'm also worried that nobody will worry as good as I do about all the things that need worrying about.
Yeah, the struggle is real.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So the beautiful sign you might be missing, the discomfort you feel around pettiness, is not frustration, it's refinement.
I wonder what part of my brain that used to remember people's phone numbers is doing now.
Yeah, there's a few things that have been kicked in the coolies. True, that's true, Bob. That's evolution. And the goal isn't to judge others for being petty. The goal just becomes so grounded that pettiness no longer hooks you as easily, because the real sign your awareness is lifting You don't need to win anymore. You just need to grow. You want to grow. You enjoy growing. And you quite enjoy the expansion. And that's the end of the episode.
We all think we're clever until we try to turn on someone else's shower.
Yeah, all right, Bob.
All right, then. Let's do it. Let's go then. All right.
So, say good day to the family for me. Give the fly a Band-Aid. And we'll see you next time, okay? Okay, then. Bye.
Bye-bye.